Well, thank you guys again. Hello, hello, hello. Well, thank you guys again. Hello, hello, hello. Well, thank you guys again. Hello, hello. So I am, this is May 8th, 2021. I'm so excited again to have another opportunity to be on. Also, again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation, that it has been proven over and over again, that somebody in my circle, somebody in your circle know each other, and we connect, go to a whole nother level. Also, I believe that you are one person away, one help away, one advice away from where you need to be in life. And then, if you want to be a sponsor, please get in touch with me. I will gladly accept you. If you need anything to be advertised, an event, please let me know. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, which is Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine, please do like and share. Now that I said all of that, I let you know how I know the person that we're about to talk to. So, Doctor, you are currently muted. So, I am excited. This must be a family day. This is my cousin, Dr. Stephanie Lincoln, or Lee Lincoln, however it is. I'm so excited. This woman is so busy, okay? Super, super busy. I was so glad she was able to come on the show today. Miss Stephanie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you? How are you? I'm so excited to be here. I knew I definitely could not change anything after the fourth time is a charm.
This woman is so busy. I said we would get close, and she's like, "Oh my God, I can't do it because this. I'm going out of town. I got this." Oh,
And
Stephanie.
next weekend is Oakland's commencement, so I'm glad I didn't say next weekend. So I'll be busy next weekend with the university commencement.
Wow. So I'm going to start. It's been, let's see, I am, let's see, 40, 43. And you and Tim have been together how many years?
May, May 15th, it'll be 30 years. Can you
Wow.
believe it? 30.
That's all I'm going to say is wow. And so I'm going to say this. I remember when you were introduced to us as the family, and your husband, people do not know, is my first cousin,
Yes,
male cousin.
yes.
And he's very protective. He's very silly, but he's very protective. And when he introduced you, it was like he's not gonna bring you around unless you're it.
That's, that's funny. Well,
And
thank you.
so, um, you were in college, I believe,
Mhm.
and at the time he was,
Yep, we were both in
and
college.
he
We were
was
both
going to
achievers.
be a Q, if I'm not mistaken,
Make yes. Yep.
and you are AKA, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Alpha Cap Alpha.
And so I remember, like, okay, in my mind, I'm still young, and I looked at you guys as my current school days. School days meaning the movie.
I know what you mean.
And so you guys were in front of me, and it was more so like, I want to go to college because of you guys.
That's good. That's great.
And so Tim has always been on my head on making sure that I do what I know to do.
Right, right.
And now that he's been married, going on 30 years, I know he has done something right with you.
We've been married for 22, but we've been we've been together. So
Dating
we dated
together 30 years.
yes, I can even just to say 30 is just crazy.
I'm gonna we're
Considering
gonna
I'm only
we gonna
35.
brag on you.
Huh?
We're gonna brag on you.
Oh, for being with Tim? That too.
I didn't say it. She said it. I didn't say that.
I'm messing up my hair laughing at that one. Okay, go ahead.
You have you have passed the test of time.
I
This is
have
what
what?
my cousin. You have passed the test of time.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. Let me tell you,
But I definitely
y'all
love
owe
my
me.
cousin.
Y'all owe me.
So you are a doctor.
Yes, doctor of education. I don't want people to think that I'm a medical doctor. Doctor of education. So if
And
you get sick
how
by me, you would
long did
tell.
it take you to get there?
You mean just to get the doctorate degree or all schooling altogether?
Schooling all together.
So it was 4.5 years for undergraduate, master's, post, probably about 14 years, about 14 years altogether.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were still at Oakland, correct?
Well, I got 2 degrees from Oakland, my certificate from Oakland, but I received my master's from Central Michigan.
Okay. Okay. And what part of education are you in as far as do you actually teach or you just
I'm in higher ed. I do teach a course for freshmen, try to stay connected to the young ones that are leaving high school and coming into college to have that connection to the university. So I do teach that course. It's 1 day a week. I enjoy it. I think I've been teaching now for 14 years. So it's just so much fun to teach the freshmen. But my everyday job, I'm in the executive vice president's office every day, handling graduations, also working with the president's office, our legal office, and other executives at the university.
okay? That sounds like fun.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying this conversation with you, so I don't have to think about that.
Right. So in your opinion, how important is it for like your class that you're teaching for incoming students before they're actually let go? Like, okay, now you can take all these college classes, especially right out of high school.
The course, it kind of bridges them into higher ed, because in higher ed, you're kind of after first hour, you have to go to second hour, you have your day, your day is structured.
Okay.
Whereas in college, it's not structured. It's, whatever your class, you can have an 8 o'clock class, you can have a 1 o'clock class, you can have an evening class, weekend courses. So students don't quite know how to migrate from high school to college and be successful. So these courses help, set the structure for them and also give them the resources they need to be functioning on campus. So, and it also keeps me young. So they keep me updated with all the latest language and music and everything else. So, we try to make the class as fun and engaging as possible. Mm-hmm.
So every student has to take it, or is that a choice?
It's a choice now. Some institutions have it as a requirement, but as of right now, Oakland strongly suggests that they take the course.
I do remember when I was at Michigan that we had, I want to say, a 6-week course. And the way they had it, it was like, I think we had maybe a week out of high school, maybe 2 weeks out of high school. And we went straight to the university. We stayed on campus in the dorm. And we had classes that we had to attend. And so those classes that we attended during that time were credits, that went on with you, also we were able to learn things that most students that were coming in that freshman year didn't get a chance to learn. We
Yeah,
knew the campus, we knew the bus routes, we knew all of that stuff that, it wasn't, well, so when school started that fall, we were already ahead of everybody else that were coming in.
and it's funny that you say that because Tim was a part of that program at Oakland, and I
Mhm,
was, and
mhm.
I was, some of my friends and I we were so jealous of those students because they knew the campus, they knew how to get to the library, all the ins and out about the cafeteria, and we didn't have that experience, so we were just kind of like following behind them, watching and seeing what they were doing and trying to mimic what they were doing because we didn't have a clue. So I've always thought that those programs were so beneficial to help give the students a jump start.
I would say it really helps. Even though there were still people there going to school,
Mm-hmm.
and so we got a chance to talk to the students that were in higher, I don't say higher grades, but that were seniors, that was telling us the best tutors to go to, the best counselor to have. Um, the best teachers to stick with and what professor not to take. And so I remember all of those things, and I learned because of these classes, and it was so many people from around the world that came to the school that I am still friends with them this day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
for those who said, our freshman year that they were going to be this, they are actually that, or whatever they said they were going to be. And so it was amazing to, take college classes and do all that. I didn't get a chance to finish, but there's always time for me to go
Oh,
back.
yes. So actually, we have graduation next weekend, like I said, and we have a graduate that's I believe our oldest graduate that's graduated in '76. So
Wow.
the undergraduate degree. So it's never too late. So and you can always do it if it's just one class at a time to get it done.
So let me ask you this. So how was becoming successful in the professional field? How was that being a wife and being a mother?
The struggle was real because not only was a wife, a mother, I was also active in the community. I'm active in my sorority, and then just volunteering and things like that. It was it was a lot. But you know what? I prioritize. I'm what they say a type A personality. So I structure everything. I structure my day, even the weekends. I structure my week. I have goals. I set goals, and that helped. But at a certain point in time, it's still like, you know what? This is a lot going on. I need to sit down somewhere and just chill out for a little bit. So I've been trying to do that now that I'm a little bit older. I try to chill out every once in a while. But structure was the key for me.
Okay. So if you didn't have structure, what do you think, what would might have happened if you wasn't structured?
A lot of things a lot of times, I can remember when I entered into my doctorate program, my advisor, Dr. Julia Smith, said, there's some things that I want you to do. She said, I don't want you to get married. I don't want you to get divorced. I don't want you to buy a house. No major decisions while you're in this program because, you'll be stressed out. So think things through, basically, is what she was saying. So I always try to remember, to stay structured, stay grounded, because I know people have gotten divorced, getting doctorate program, going through doctorate school and getting a degree in an advanced degree. So I try to just stay focused and open communication with Mr. Lee, your cousin. And thank goodness he's a good cook.
Right,
He
right.
kept us fed. So that was always good too. So
So what as far as a doctorate, you're already in stages from one degree to another. What was the driving force for you to actually go all the way to the end?
I was getting my I received my master's back in 2010, I believe. And so after that, they said you can get a postmaster certificate. So I took one class here or there. Then it started getting a little interesting to me. And then I said, I'm liking this. I said, I'm this close to a doctorate degree. I work in higher ed. I work around a lot of, doctors. I said, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. So I just went from there. I said, you know what? I can do it.
That is good. Like I said, I am a very big advocate of connecting people to people that I know that have been in the trenches, have been the trailblazers, have unique stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I'm a daddy's girl, and so are you.
Yes. Yes.
So during those times, did you ever go to counseling?
Um, School for counseling, go to a therapist or just
No, a therapist. Mm-hmm.
no, no. I have a lot of counselors that are good friends, so you could probably say yes.
Oh, okay. I know sometimes I have noticed that when children lose their parents, they have this different drive about them to be now successful, or to make sure if whatever conversation you have with your parent, that dream, whatever they have for you, be successful. Did you ever have that unsaid pressure?
Well, it was fun. It's funny that you say that because I was thinking when I was about 12, I can remember my dad said, so, your sister's a teacher, your brother's, is an engineer, and everybody, I'm the youngest of 7. So they've all went to school pretty successful. So what do you want to do? I said, I think I want to be a dentist. He goes, you want to be a dentist? He said, why not a doctor? I was like, I don't want to be a doctor. I like teeth. I want to work with teeth. He goes, you want to be in everybody's stinky breath? I said, well, that's the purpose of the dentist, is to not make
Right,
sure.
right.
So when I got to college and I started going to courses, and I was like, you know what, this science stuff is for real, So I took a couple classes. I did fairly well, but I think the overall thing was I took a communication class. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna take this communication class because I grew up in the church. And my mom would make me go to these oratorical contests and have to do all these speeches and things, and Easter speeches as a kid and all that. So I said, you know what? I hated doing speeches. I said, I'm gonna start taking more classes. So I started liking that. So I remember calling my dad and said, you know what? I don't think I want to be a doctor of, a dentist anymore. I think I want to go into communication. He was like, thank goodness. So he was cool with that because he was really worried about me, going into, being a doctor. So hopefully he's happy now.
I was I'm thinking to myself, a last conversation that I don't think a lot of people know this, but I believe my father knew that his timing was coming.
Mm-hmm.
My dad called me one day and said he apologized to me about not being a better father to me. And I'm like, what, Dad? You the best. What you talking about? He said, no, I should have pushed you more. When I knew what you really wanted to do. I let you choose, but I really knew what you really wanted to do. And I said, what are you talking about, Dad? He said, you've been a writer since in elementary. You always were a writer. You sing, you write, you do all of these things, and I should have pushed you. And I said, oh, it's no biggie, Dad. And the last conversation I had with him, he matter of fact, he called and left a message on my phone. And he just kept saying, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. And I'm like, okay, Dad. I'm not thinking the next day or whatever in days from that conversation that he would be gone.
Right.
So now I'm going back to that moment of, let me write the vision and make it plain. Let me
Right.
see everything that has always been in my heart to do, and now
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it now. And so, whether it's having your own business, whether it's doing things like this that you're not afraid of, he was always literally my number one fan.
Right. Right.
Number
Yes,
one fan. And so
absolutely.
I'm all like, okay, what am I going to talk to Stephanie about? Because you never know the influence that you have unless somebody actually tells you.
Oh, okay.
So when I said you and Tim were actually the couple that I admired. You guys were, y'all had the designer clothes, the purses, the all of this stuff, and I'm
I can
like,
tell them all my habits.
and
Oh my
there's these,
goodness.
in a sorority, and he at the time, when he was there, he was going around the house barking and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? And so he made me want to go to school. You guys made me want to be better. And I have watched you guys over the years. We all have our moments. And I didn't think, even in marriage, we all have our moments that sometimes we don't talk about, we leave. But it's somebody in the world who needs to know. I don't know where we got this Cinderella story from, thinking that life is grand all the time, every day.
Mm-mm, not new. It's not at all. I could tell you that there are days with my son just said it recently. He was like, "Do you guys just say stuff to irritate each other, or or what?" I said, "We don't try to. It just comes out, you know." I think it's more or less a lot of people have this facade about what marriage is. Everybody have this idea, oh, I want to be married, I want to have two cars, a white picket fence, this big home. And then it comes with work. Everything comes with work. It takes a lot of work to get this stuff done. Whether it's marriage, school, being a parent, all of it takes work.
Yeah, I think we left that part out. Um, we assume that magically it appears like we Lucky Charms or something, and it's not. It is not. I mean, some people are blessed to make it look good.
Right, right. Absolutely. You
I
know,
will say that we make it look good,
right. Exactly. Make it look good is the key.
but
Is the
there
key.
are moments where you be like, "Did I make the right choice? Like, was I high when I did that? Was I, what was I thinking? Like, and not just marriage, but in anything that you do, especially when it's something unknown to you. And I'm grateful that I have people in my family who are not afraid to step out of the boat and make their own pathways and being influential to people. Like, you're in what you're doing, you're helping so many people get rid of anxiety, get rid of what they thought assumed college was going to be like, because it's so much stuff out here. We thinking that what's it like, it's gonna be house party, it's gonna be school
School
days,
days.
it's gonna be all of these things.
What was the show with Whitley in it? Whitley and the
Yeah,
one
different world.
A Different World.
It is not, honey. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. And so I think this is very important, especially if they even would go back into your senior year and start this versus once you graduate. But the things that we assumed and what we saw on TV and the movies that college was is definitely not.
Right, right. You do have to put forth the effort. There are a lot of people that I think about one of my brothers, Robert. He's just like smart, all the way through school, he was really smart. So when he got to college, he thought he can just be smart. Well, in college, guess what? You have to study. because they may teach you one thing, but you may have to read in your books and your homework and put things together to get the answers. Yeah. Or in high school, they pretty much taught, and you know, the answers were readily available for you, whereas in college it's not the same way. No. So yeah, you know, whereas me, from day one, Steph J had to study. I had to study, rewrite, read it over, make sure I clearly understood. You know, I asked a lot of questions, which I still do. So that's just been my mantra my whole life, is to make sure that I clearly understand something. So,
and that's the good point. I'm glad you said that about studying. And I was one of those people who excelled from elementary all the way through high school. And when I got to the University of Michigan and I went to Osborne 4 years, you know, top of my class, all of that, I went to a math class and everything I knew in 4 years was the first chapter.
All right. Exactly.
And I said, wait a minute. This only the first chapter. I don't know this stuff. He said, well, you have to make a decision. You are an adult. You could either take this course and get a tutor, or you can drop it right now. What's your choice? Right. And I felt some type of way. Like, how you wait? You know what I mean? I'm not as smart as I thought I was.
Right. What's going on here?
Something's not adding up. And so when I talk to kids these days, I said, I don't care. Push your teachers to teach you. Mm-hmm. Do extra, because when you get out here, you're not as smart as you think you are. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you're not as ready as you think you are.
That's so true.
So studying, I think my freshman year, I thought I could stay up all night.
Party.
Whether partying or playing cards all day, like I don't have a 7 o'clock class in the morning. Ain't nobody come into my room to wake me up. So I'm getting up and get ready for school. Huh? Oh, I missed that one too. Okay. I'll try it again tomorrow.
Right. Let me see if one of my partners went to that class so I can get their notes.
Exactly. And they don't take notes right. Like, what is this? They can't even explain to you.
You just writing. Yeah. It's so funny. I was trying to, go back through my whole, higher ed career and everything with classes. And I can remember when my mom dropped my roommate and I off, and my dad was there. And so we were putting our stuff away. We were super excited. We was like, can't wait to get out, go hang out in what we call at the time the circle and all this stuff. And so my mom, she looked just like me. And so she comes up, she goes, Stephanie, Tanya, the object of college is to bring home a degree, not a baby. She turns and walk away. We were like, baby, how can we, how will we get a baby? What is she talking about? My dad said, Stephanie, go to college and do what you need to do. You know it can be done. And so my friend Tanya goes, well, maybe she thinks, she's saying that we shouldn't be doing, sleeping around or doing bad things like that. I said, well, she should have had this conversation with me back in 9th grade, not wait till I got in college. So I said, we've been good girls. We grew up in the church, sung in the choir, we're good girls. So why would she say that? But sure enough, some friends started and they didn't either, they had babies or they did whatever. So I said, but that was a lasting conversation that I had with my mom that I will never, ever forget. I said, I don't think I would have quite said it like that. But, right. My mom's like me, directly to the point, so she, God rest her soul, she was sometimes too direct. So my dad complimented her because he would always soften the blow.
Yes, I understand. So speaking of that, so how did you get to choose being an AKA?
Well, my oldest sister is an AK. So my
Okay.
oldest sister became an AKA at Michigan State in 1969. And it's like forever ago, but and I can remember her growing up and her doing her sorority things. And then when I got to older in high school and things, some of my counselors and or teachers were AKs. And then when I got to college, the funniest thing was um, I said, I'm the youngest of seven, so I'm constantly following in the footsteps of somebody. I said,
Right,
well,
right.
maybe I should do, another sorority or something. Maybe I should be they had sweethearts at the time, like, Sigma sweetheart, Q sweetheart, and things like that. So I said, maybe I'll do that. My brother was a Sigma. And I remember calling and speaking with him. I said, Dennis, I'm thinking about being in an organization coming up. I said, a sweetheart first. He was like, no, you might as well go on and wait and be an AK. I said, well, who said I want to be AK? There's more sororities out there that I can be a part of. He said, tell your sister that you want to be a part of something else. She will drive down to Oakland University right now and get you. So, and I called her. I said, well, I'm thinking about organizations or whatever. She said, well, no, you're not thinking. You know what you need to do.
Right.
Like, okay. And so then I did look at, what all the organizations were doing, and they all are doing some great things. But the AKA really, it met my needs that I thought that was best for me. So that's why I went ahead and became a member. It was it's been outstanding because this year, it's been 30 years that I've been an AKA, and it was 6 of us on our line, and we just got back from Myrtle Beach, all vaccinated, of course, before we went, but we went to celebrate our 30th anniversary. And so you'll see pictures coming up soon of us, just talking about just all over the years. All, it's 6 of us. We have some teachers, we have another doctor, we have social work, some State Farm. So we have all professionals. So, it was a good weekend just to get connected and talk about the old days and everything. So it was good.
Wow. I know. I wasn't sure. I don't even think. I think I was so worried thinking basketball at the time that I wasn't thinking sorority at all. That didn't even cross my mind. Um, but I was around a lot of Qs when they were. Matter of fact, I think my freshman year, I think they got banned. They did something, but the majority of the time, I was more around the athletes than I was sorority. So I never thought about becoming one. And
Mhm.
so I wasn't sure, like, and I knew you were AKA. And I believe it's somebody on my mom's side of the family that are AKAs. But I wasn't sure, like, was that for me, or was I supposed to stick with, being an athlete? I didn't know if you could do both. I wasn't sure. So I just, basically, I didn't think about the sorority at all. And I'm sure it has a lot of advantages, to being in that.
It does. There are a lot of advantages. And also just the work with the sororities doing, from working with HBCUs for life. We also do literacy. We also work with some list of things that we work with. Let me look: global impact, the arts. So I keep a little sheet here. So it's a lot of things that we do out in the community as well. They were making dress. I can't sew, so that's why I say they. They're using pillowcases to make dresses for young ladies over in Africa. So there are a lot of things that the sorority is doing that's good. Collecting glasses, collecting shoes. So it's always something that we're doing to try to help the community out if we can.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So outside of, we talked about the sorority, we talked about, what you're currently doing as far as your job is concerned. What are some things that you feel are missing as far as the, I guess, Black females in our society today?
I think we need to support each other more than anything else. Sometimes you see it's a facade of people not really supporting each other like we should. And I think as Black women, we need to, number one, go out and seek more education, and not as in going to college, but just education in general, whether it's being a wife, a mother, a good community member, whatever religion you're in, just all of that a part of. So, and then just being able to support one another and not backbite or talk about if someone's not doing something right, instead of talking about them, take them to the side and say, you know what, that's not a good look for you. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, instead of saying, you know, did you see such and such did this or such and such did that? That's not a good look for us as a community, and we do it a lot. We do it a lot, and I think a lot of times we just need to interact with each other and also just be honest, you know, and consistent. You know, we're not consistent on things that we should be consistent on. You know, having that conversation, saying to a person, you know, you're going to buy a $2,000 purse, you know, are your bills caught up? That type of thing. So just being, you know, being real with a person.
Mm-hmm. So in the time that the things that you have learned, of course, I am big on learning the lessons because I think my forehead hurt just thinking about it. Some of the stuff that I have bumped my head on. Have you taken anyone in as far as like under your wings, like, okay, these are the steps that outside of the sorority or anything like that, have you took someone in, whether it's a family member, a neighbor, I don't know, but take somebody in and be like, look, these this is this. Whatever your goal is, I can help you get there, but you got to take the necessary steps. I can't do it for you, but these are the steps you got to take. Now, your destiny is in your hands,
Mm-hmm.
and I can help you get there. But if you don't listen, my hands are tied.
Yes, yes.
So, have you taken anyone in under your wing?
Oh, woo. So
If
many.
not, I'm here.
I should have some big golden wings. I, you know, a lot of it stemmed from working with our students at Oakland. They have a circle of sisterhood, so it's a circle of students that go through our multicultural initiatives office. So this really doesn't have anything to do with my job or AKA, but it's the initiative that I help them support young ladies. So these young ladies, I've been, you know, they come in, a lot of them are graduated. I just saw one became a doctor, and she got matched for a doctor. So some of them, yeah, I've had to have those tough conversations, you know, with, you know, keeping it real with them. A lot of times, you know, when you're at work or in the work setting, you know, you have to cross your T's and dot your I's and say the things that you should say as an Oakland University employee. But when we go off into our camps and I'm there as a female adult, not just an Oakland University employee, I can have those candid conversations, you know. Forget what, you know, I'll say some things like, forget what he's whispering in your ear. You need to get up and take it behind the class. Don't go to class with no books. You know, I've had, you know, because I know some of the professors and some of the tutors, they said, yeah, one of your students, she's raving about you, but she came for tutoring. She didn't have her math book and it's math tutor. I said, the next time she come call me, I'll come up out of my meeting and come over there. Get over there. I'm like, oh, so you come to tutoring without a math book? Really? Mm-hmm. You not have a math book? Oh, I just left the calf, so I just came straight here. I don't want to miss my session. How can you come to tutoring without a math book? You come to math tutoring. Come on now. Mm-hmm. I had those type of conversations with the students. Say, you know what? They're not playing here at Oakland. They're gonna want their tuition. They're gonna teach you. You have to do something too. Mm-hmm. You know, take care of yourself. You know, I've taken them to church. I've taken them shopping. This is how you dress. You know, you're a big girl. You shouldn't wear these things just because they make it in a size 20. Don't mean you should wear it. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, just because you're a size 2, you still got cellulite and bumpy bumps. Just because right. Don't mean you should wear it. Mm-hmm. You know, you just have to talk to them on their level and also understand. You talk to somebody that's been there. I've been there. And
Mhm.
I'm just telling you, you can hear the guys going, she look a hot mess. Why you think you looking cute?
Mhm.
They're saying it. So I've had a lot of young ladies, that'll tell you to this day, yeah, Stephanie keeps it real. She lets you know.
Right.
You know how she feels about some things, and she try to take my goal is to take them to the next level. Don't get stagnant and stay where you are. People get
Right.
so comfortable with staying where they are, and they know they have the talents to go higher and higher and higher. And so my goal, especially for this next generation, that's going to be there when I get older, because my son would say, "Mom, you're already old." So when I get older, we want to make sure that they have, the talent, the class, and the stability to get finished.
Right. So where do you think, as far as schooling is concerned, where we start, we have good intentions
Mm-hmm.
to start, but somewhere in the middle, we end up stopping.
And that happens. That happens. I tell people all the time, everybody just don't want to do the college thing. And we shouldn't force everybody to do the college thing, you know. So I would just say get some sort of trade if you don't get a degree.
Okay.
Because we always gonna need somebody to do plumbing. You always have plumbing in houses, so they make good money. Hey, air conditioning, the people that work on air conditioning, the heating, um, building houses, cutting. We need those talents. So I would say everybody's not meant to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
We should be real about that. And however, if you get close to finishing, you a couple classes short, or maybe 5 or 6, maybe even 8 classes, it's still reachable.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, one class at a time will get you there. One class
Right.
at a time. There's no need, to rush. But the main thing is understanding what you want to do. And like my husband will tell my son, you see how mom get up and go to work every day? She chilling. That's his theory. She chilling at work, which I keep telling him, a sister not chilling at work. And he said, I had to get up and work hard, meaning that, he works for GM. And I keep telling, I said, I work hard for Oakland too. I really do work hard. He's thinking just because I don't walk all day or, do what he's doing, that is, how do you want to um, work? Do you want to work physically hard, or do you want to, have the opportunity? In my head is to make it different in a child's life, in a
Right.
student's life. That's our goal. And I'm at a white institution. The other piece of that is to make sure that when our minorities, when our black and brown students get to some place like Oakland, they can see a face like this. That'll help get them through and understand.
That's a good point too. I think initially, the year I went, I think it was 96, 1996. It was, they were accepting us for the quota.
Mm-hmm.
And
Then
we have
Proposition Two.
seen some things that have happened on that campus because of the city that I was shocked and appalled.
Mm-hmm.
I seen in 96, the Ku Klux Klan was allowed to walk down our main street with the rifles and fully clothed with the sheets and everything. And at that point, you believe that all of these things, you've heard them before, that you think this is just 60s, 1960 stuff, 50, 70, whatever, that these things were in the movies, this was in books, but to actually see it for yourself, um 18, 19 years old, and the only thing that kept me there, I called grandma and I wanted to leave. I wanted to pack up right then. And Grandma Steen said, "You will not leave." And she said, "Again, did you hear what I said?" I said, "Yes, Grandma." And she said, "You will not leave because um, too many people have gone before you to make this opportunity for you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to accept it because I was in my feelings.
Right.
And from that point on, the campus became, we looked out for each other because, as women, things were picking up, campus rapes, things of that nature. And then, of course, we seen this, and we were in a city that was not so good to Black people. And so we made sure that we all went to classes together. We rode bikes together to classes when we didn't feel like walking. Um, and then there was, I have an uncle that actually lived there. So sometimes when you be real, I ain't have enough money to wash my clothes
Mm-hmm.
or go home. He was like, come over and wash what you need. Come eat in the refrigerator. Take some food with you, and we went from there. And so it is very important that we do be successful in these areas, in these arenas, because we don't see a lot of us. And it's sad to say, but we don't. And it sometimes bring on this attitude of we're not good enough. And so again, I commend you. While we're one day away from Mother's Day, and I know your mom is not here,
Yeah.
and I
She would
want
be
to see.
90.
She would have been.
She would have been 90.
Wow.
They had me late, but I made it. I made it. Her and my
That
dad had
I
me
just
late.
I wanted to make sure that you were giving your flowers now. You have a younger cousin who's actually looking up to you to let you know that I see you. I've been seeing you even
Right.
before, right? Even before, even though we don't talk all the time, but when I do see you, it's like I never, like we've that time wasn't that far apart.
Not had
Um,
not lapsed.
yes.
Mhm.
So even to the point of um, I'm trying not to cry.
No, don't cry.
Coming to my wedding.
Oh,
And even though Tim, again, walked
God.
me down the aisle.
I was the videoer. I was like watching y'all.
It and he was so funny. He was just like, "Why were you afraid to ask me?" And I'm like, everybody got a life. They got stuff going on,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the last representative of our immediate family as far as
Okay.
males is concerned. And so the night before, when we were uh, getting our photos together and everybody was doing their placements and things of that nature.
I
And he
had
said,
y'all
I got
t-shirts
you.
on.
Yes. And he said, I got you. Um, don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna be here. I said, you always late. Don't be late to my wedding. I'm not playing with you. And he's
And you
like,
should be thanking me because they would have been late.
I said, you bet not be late. I'm not playing with you. He's like, cuz I got you. And so with dad being gone, my husband's dad being gone, it was I was so happy, and my brother wasn't able to make it because he had just got a new job. And I'm linked up with my cousin, and I see you on the other side, and I'm like, I got the strength to do it again. And we're walking, and he said, just follow my lead. He said, just follow my lead. I got you. And so he was pacing us while I was listening to the song, and he walking down the aisle, and he's looking at me, and then he turns and he looks at you, and I'm like, the little things mean the world to me when it comes to you guys. I might not say it all the time, but I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever understand.
Oh, you got me crying.
I'm sorry, but my cousin can be the biggest baby, and he
Yeah,
can be sometimes the biggest headache.
yeah. Keep going.
But I needed my cousin there for me, and you guys were there for me on one of the best days of my life so
Oh,
far.
well.
Um, and he was so happy to give me away. Um,
Yeah.
and he was very honored that I had asked him
I'm
to.
gonna tell. I'm gonna tell you a funny story though. He goes, "This is her colors. Do she expect me to wear? Was it royal blue?" Right. I said, "Tim, I don't think she wants you to wear a royal blue suit." He was like, "Uh, well, I mean, I don't think I can do a royal blue suit, Stephanie." He said, "What color you suggest?" I said, "Well, let's just go with gray. I think gray would, if you have the pops of royal blue, you'll be great." Oh, okay. He's like, "Phew." He said, "Because with my skin color, I don't know how I look at royal blue." I said, "Your cousin is a trip." But we
No,
made
he
he
sent
called
it
you
to
a
me.
thousand times from the store. He was just and sending you pictures. He really wanted to make you happy.
Yes, he was like, "Now, do this go? Is this the right color?" I said, "Wait, what is that?" He was like, "It's gray, but I'm gonna pop it off with the blue." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I just need you to be on my arm. That's all I'm just saying. I
At
just need
one
to be on
time.
your arm." That's I had got to the point even with the colors, my people, I didn't pressure them. I just said, "I need you in royal blue." And I told my girls, "Don't look like sluts." And that's it. I'm not, listen, this is the second time around. I ain't being a bridezilla. I ain't doing none of that. And all I just ask, don't try to outdo me. That's all I know.
That's
That's it.
funny. Oh, I
That's
think
it. I'm not.
out
I'm
here.
not. And so, hey, big head,
I'm being interviewed, Tim.
why he looking like that?
I don't know. That's Camila. Get out of my interview.
We spoke him up.
Right.
I said, but like I said, I appreciate you. I'm gonna give you your flowers
Thank,
while
thank
you are here. Um, and there have always been moments where, we hug, how you doing, what's going on, and then we go, about our business. But again, I love you. I thank you for taking this time out during this busy season of your life.
right. It's fine. I wanted to do it. I was excited. Wanted to have this conversation, so I thought it was going to be a good experience. So
And
I'm
I mean,
happy to.
as always, I'm sitting here in my home on my couch,
Right.
relaxed, like, this is all is what it's about. And hopefully somebody will take from the conversation that we have, where, look, this there is no limit. We will always
Right.
say the sky's the limit. No, there is no limit. We can go wherever we want to go. We can be
Right.
boss ladies wherever we are. And like I said, you always designer up, you got the purse, you got the, you
And all
know,
my habits.
the
Not all the
every
time. If my job is watching, no.
the everything. So like I said, for someone who's may just, I hope, my whole thing is to have hope that
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
And whether it's at Oakland University, whether it's at U of M, wherever it is, it does not matter. Even if you don't go to college, you can still be the boss lady that you
Right.
see in your mirror. You can see that same person in your dreams, and no matter what the life brings you,
Hmm.
whether it's our passing of our parents,
Right.
whether it's tragedy, whatever the case may be, they say you can't. Trust me, yes, you can. And
You
so
sure
I
can.
want to thank you again for this time on this Saturday, to let you know that you are the bomb, you are it.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to
I'm
the
really
next
shy.
chapter. I'm looking forward to the next chapters of what you have to bring
Yeah,
to this earth.
I know. I'm thinking about writing a book, so I think that's the next chapter. Looking at writing a book. So,
I'll read it.
and for my brother and sisters, it will have pictures in it. Because I used to tell them all the time I love to read. And they said, Steph, you can't be reading books that have pictures in it. So that's our little family joke about the pictures.
So I see hubby home.
Huh?
I said I see your hubby is home.
Yes, he's worked all day. So he just got, I think he left at 6 o'clock this morning. So,
Yeah, have fun with that. However, so again, thank you, Steph, for stopping by. And anything else that you have going on, please, reach out to me. A phone call away. Now I'm a Zoom call away. Um,
right.
and I'll be definitely able to bring you back on.
All right, cool, cool. I'll keep in touch, and if there's anything that's out there for sharing, I'll be willing to share it. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye bye.